are. It's about that time for some wrestling. Serious wrestling. Now, everything that could have gone wrong today completely did. Best Buy shipped my new Fire Pro game late. It still got to my state on time, but then UPS lost it again, so it's gone. I may never get it. Luckily, we have Fire Pro Wrestling Returns on the PS2, which we needed to look at anyway, because while there may be an incredible roster waiting for you on the PS4 game, there is an equally as incredible roster right here, made by my own two hands. And we're going to see some serious wrestling action in a serious crossover pay-per-view event tonight, right here on the Emceemur show, and I can't wait to get it started. There's also no on-screen chat, although I can see your chat, and I'll be keeping up and talking with every one of you. Restream has completely shit the bed tonight, and has tried to update itself for the 5,000th time, and completely shit the bed while doing it. If your application has to frickin' update every 5 minutes, and it still comes down crooked as a frickin' horse turd, figure out what you're doing wrong. I mean, nothing should update that much. My PlayStation 4 doesn't update that much. Absolutely ridiculous. Without further ado, let's begin wrestling. Representing Capcom, we have Zangief. And representing the WVBA, we have Mr. Sandman. This should be a good one. We are joined by the gamer Jeff DOA, Hitman, Lucky Collector, the Ice Pirate, Trident, and a host of others. So glad to see you tonight. Let's watch some men wrestle. Yeet. Such a great game, and yet it's not. It's got its limitations, but it's got its cult following, and the my-off option cannot be beaten. So right into the action here, and Zangief comes right in with a toss, going for the scoop slam. It's not starting out great for Mr. Sandman. He's really going to have to pepper in those shots, which he's now doing. Big uppercut. He's coming back. He's trying to freaking work some shots in there. The more strikes he can land, the more he can potentially wear Zangief down, but it's going to be very difficult for him to do. Zangief is a tough customer. Big body press into a freaking neck wrecker. Oh yeah, that little jab's not going to cut it, Mr. Sandman. We're going to need full-on Mike Tyson's punch-out style uppercuts. Oh, but a massive headbutt from Mr. Sandman now. And he's coming back with the combinations. Big overhand right from Zangief, misses, but then Mr. Sandman lands with one. The Honorable Referee Mills Lane officiating the match tonight. From the NWO arena, working the body, putting some money in the bank as Mr. Sandman here comes off the ropes and stops. Ooh, what a Wadisha screech. Wadusha. Oh, a big fanny plant from Zangief. You know that stinks. We're joined by Roaming Dan. Welcome, Roaming Dan. Guys, if you're just joining us, make sure that you drop a like on this video because you know this is some hot wrestling action that you're not going to see anywhere else. Obviously, because I made these characters on here, but this was a game I spent so much time on and enjoyed so much. And the AI is not very intelligent because even when you have a wrestler that cannot climb the turnbuckles when controlled by the CPU, it's still going to try to climb the turnbuckles. Reversals from Mr. Sandman, throwing them bows in there. He's not going up and over again. He's not having any of it. Wajiba, wajaba, wajuba. Jason Joseph has joined us. He knows all about this thing. So again, our Fire Pro game, Best Buy shipped it late. Then UPS lost it once it got to our state. I don't know if I'll ever get it. So we're just going to watch some Fire Pro on the PS2. Why? Because we can. I've got Fire Pro a few different ways in the house and wanted to get on in on the PS4 version tonight. Apparently that's not going to happen. And we're starting late tonight because I got a Philly and some hot wings and I wanted to eat them. So life's a bitch. Big right hand from Mr. Look at Mr. Sandman working the freaking... Oh my God! Oh, we got blood everywhere. We got a cut open on Zangief. We need to get some. We need to get some Vaseline and some Q-tips out here. Whoosh! Oh my goodness! Zangief is hurt. He started out so great, but he's taking some shots. Oh my goodness! Got a double arm lock going on him. Yeah, Vader needs to pay a visit. Honestly, Best Buy, though, despite getting it out late, it was still on track to make it here. It was UPS's fault. They lost it in sorting, and the game was literally 5 minutes from my house, and it is now like 7 hours away from my house due to a sorting error. I mean, I could have walked to pick it up, and they sent it somewhere else. Brilliant. Ooh, a big elbow to the small of the back. Oh, Jesus! Zangief trying desperately to turn it around here, but those headbutts are not going to help the situation. Oh, my goodness! It's a total debacle. Yeah, Zangief's feeling it now. The grog is setting in. A big overhand right. Mills Lane's just kind of hanging out in the background. He's not worried about it. Yeah, that's the thing, is the new one's been out on Steam for a while, so streaming it tonight is really not that big of a deal. It probably wouldn't have got that much attention. Still, though, not the point. I wanted to play it, and it's a day one launch for PS4. It's something I committed to bringing you, and once again, I've been made an idiot out of by UPS. And they don't care. So, luckily we have some Fire Pro on reserve here. Not our first Fire Pro rodeo. Won't be our last. Plenty more to go. Oh, a massive clothesline from Mr. Sandman. Ooh, a big freaking pancake into the floor. DOA Hitman says, Merv, you ever played WCW versus the World on PS1? Would you believe I'm on WCW versus the World on PS1? Because I am for a split second in the intro. I am on the game. So yes, I've played it. But you can imagine my shock when I saw myself on the intro and took a dump in my pants. Fun fact about Emceemur. Jason Joseph can tell you because he was there, but we had a brief stint in WCW. Antics in the crowd. Documentary potentially coming soon. Mr. Sandman is really hating it here. He's getting some knees to the upper thigh. He's getting Varlands over here. Lose a screech. Oh, here we go. Into the crab, but will he tap? Mills Lane checking for the tap out. We don't have a tap out. Oh, and then back. Uppercut, undercut, upper. Dr. Pest has joined us. Welcome, Dr. Pest. Roman Dan says, so I pre-recorded this? No, this is playing itself. I've programmed the AI and the skill levels and the strengths of these characters. We're simply pitting them against each other. I could play as one of them, but that gives that one the unfair advantage. It's fun to see how you built these characters in the ultimate My-Off option. And just see how they measure up. Can Sting beat Hogan? Can Robocop beat a wrestling bear? I don't know, but this game can answer those questions and more. Oh, a rake across the face! But no blood on Sandman. He's Teflon. He's leather-skinned. He's not taking it. He's not having any of it. He is winded, though. Zangief's bleeding like a stuck pig. Oh, and Sandman's dragging him back out into the center. Ugh. Good gravy in the morning. These are 20-minute matches as per the WCW pro wrestling regulations. It looks as if they're going to try to go the distance here. No one's even gone for a pin till now, and Zangief gets the pin. I would not have predicted that. I really would have thought we would have got a knockout from Mr. Sandman. A hip drop. 15 minutes and 36 seconds into the match. Moving on to our next competition, representing Team Cobra, we have the Iron Grenadier himself, Destro, versus everyone's hero from the WVBA, Little Mac. Representing Team Nintendo and the World Video Boxing Association, but Destro's got the size. Chrome Dome's got the advantage. Can Little Mac punch his way out of this one? I'm going to say no. Destro's too strong. And the fight begins. Ooh, a big axe kick to the trapezius. Big overhand right from Little Mac. Destro peppering in his strikes where he can pepper them in. He's going to really try to wear Little Mac down quickly. And he's going to, in turn, go for a submission. But can Little Mac punch his way out? Oh dear, Ice Pirate. That's terrible. Well, God be with you, my friend. You know I'm thinking of you. My thoughts are with you. Let us know how you're doing, man. God, I've been there one too many times here recently. Oh, the chart buster from Destro. Little Mac with a freaking, carving the jab in there. He's already drawn blood on Destro. Working a knee into the rib cage. DOA says, so where do I make my appearance? It's going to be hard to see if you don't know what you're looking for, but in the beginning intro you'll see a clip from Sting and Ric Flair taking on Buddy Lee Parker and whoever the other guy was in the State Patrol. They're dressed as State Patrolmen. In the upper right hand corner you'll see a quick flash as me dressed as Superman. We were seated right by the front door where the wrestlers came in that night. There it was. They just happened to air a clip of a match we were at the intro of that game. It was just sheer luck. And then again, our odds were better than we thought because we were at every taping back then. It was done right here in Atlanta, and we didn't miss a taping. I was Superman. Jason Joseph was dressed as an evil queen ninja, something or other. I don't know. And Batman. We had the whole Justice League going at one point. And yes, they let us in like that. But oh my God, look at this takeover into an armbar. That's the kind of move right there that ends matches prematurely out of nowhere. Look at the bows getting dropped here from Little Mac. Little Mac really wants to show us that he is in this, but frickin' tombstone pile driver over here. Rib-a-da-ba. A quick tie kick to the midsection from Little Mac. A bow to the face. A West Texas State fist to the face, and he's going for the pin. But it's way too early for that. Destro might have a cut, but he is far from done. In fact, I would say Little Mac is more in danger due to the mat technician that is Destro and due to the maneuvers that he can work. A plethora of submission holds. That was almost it. And we know now that Little Mac is reaching the brink. He is feeling the pain. Destro goes to pull it on him again, but a quick reversal from Little Mac. Little Mac's only hope here is to get some combinations in and try to end this with a knockout, but he's really having trouble getting that going. And once again into the arm lock. Did I go to any NWA events? I did not. It was all WCW. Because again, that was filmed right here in Atlanta. It was kind of low-hanging fruit, and we got a little bit more involved in it than we thought we were going to. And there's a long story that goes with that you will see in the documentary if and when we get that all done. It's quite a tale. Oh, jawbreaker once again. I don't know how much more punishment Mac can take, but Destro himself is winded. He's not having any trouble getting these submission holds on, though, and at some point something has got to give. If you really want to see me in that match, Google or look up on YouTube the match, because somebody has put the match up. Ric Flair and Sting versus State Patrol. It's 1995. You'll see plenty of us. That was the first night I met Flair and Sting. It was a really cool night. Little Mac is really bitten off more than he can chew here, and honestly, I'm surprised he's gone 10 minutes, but he's, oh my god, he's got a great side headlock. He's got a great choke going here. But Destro's going to break out of it. Dr. Pez says, Murr, what's up with the D&D show? That's a good question. A lot of things going on with that. And none of them good. Honestly, we're at a point where we think we're going to need another channel to even broadcast it now that we know that we actually get punished for stepping outside your subject matter on here. And that's what I'm going to do. I mean, we're still going to do it, but due to people's personal conflicts and other situations, we just have not been able to film or even play any. But it's still going to happen. It's still something I want to do. But we're really backed up just on this, and my focus is this gaming channel, and I don't want to dilute that to the point where I can't keep up. God, we're getting some real close counts here. Destro with a quick right hand. Robert Mitchell has joined us. Welcome, Robert Mitchell. And again, if anybody's wondering why we're not doing the PS4 version of Fire Pro tonight, it's because my copy is floating around somewhere on the other side of Atlanta and may not even get here till the weekend. Thanks, UPS. Destro's ready to finish it, and he's showing us that. There we go. These are the combos I'm talking about. That's what it's going to take to turn this around. If Destro gets in too many more holds like this, it could just as easily be over for him. Captain says, oh, by the way, Captain's here. Captain says, is this the exact same... Ooh, we have a new champion. No. Captain says, this is the exact same game as the PS4, and no, it is not. The PS4 one is largely expanded from this. And it's over. I knew that armbar was going to get him. I knew it. Little Mac is done, and he taps. But this game it's still the same basic idea. The Victor X arm hold, and Destro is your winner. Moving on to the next match in this great pay-per-view. We have representing the WBBA Super Macho Man versus everybody's favorite sumo wrestler from the Capcom side, E Honda. This should be a mean one. A super heavy weight matchup. Obviously, Super Macho Man's mat ability will be limited. But so will E Honda's to an extent. E Honda's going to work mostly on strikes as well, so we should see a pretty bloody competition here. Yeah, the new one on PS4 is going to work off of more of an online community where you will literally be able to wrestle as everyone from Iron Man to Sailor Mercury. No one will not be in this game. Everyone's creations, from what I understand, can be shared, used. It'll be a complete mishmash. is going to have all the abilities of a current gen version of this that obviously wouldn't have been available for a PS2 game. But Fire Pro, oh my god, that big shot from Super Macho Man. This game just had its limitations from the time it came out, but the cult following that is the fans of Fire Pro. I mean, the game and the My Off option and its nod to all the different great wrestling organizations in the world. This game just does it right on everything but the gameplay. And it's got its own type of gameplay. But it's a gameplay that almost just harkens back to the 16-bit era when it's not in that era. And yet it's got the most robust list of movesets ever in a game. And the most robust My Off. So yeah, the hit detection's crap, and once you learn what it wants from you, then you can be more accepting of it. Doesn't change that that's what it is, though. See, I mean, that looked like he punched him there. He didn't get him. But there's a certain distance you got to be for certain types of punches, and when you know where the sweet spot is, you develop a skill for Fire Pro specifically. You start to understand that I have to be this exact distance and angle to land this punch, and oh my god, that barrage of light jabs, and Honda just shakes it off. This is... Oh my god, he's stepping on his pee-pee. Call an ambulance. Rake across the face from E Honda, though. He is not phased, even though his pee-pee was stepped on. We are joined by George from the Gen X Grown Up Crew. Welcome, George. Great to have you tonight. DOA Hitman says his PS4 just turned to shite. Well, my Xbox 360 just blew up, so I know what you're going through. Although, I think you win. The PS4 dying would be worse. Captain says he likes me running commentary on the matches, and that was the idea tonight. I wasn't going to play. I want to see some actual fights. And that's a pastime for me on this game, is watching the matches of the characters I've created. And oh my god, the hammers to the back of the skull on E Honda now. And he just crawls right out of it. What, I mean... Look at the slaps across the bloopies from E Honda now. Any minute he's going to go for the 1,000-hand slap. Except for the fact that he just took an amazingly hard right straight from Super Macho Man. Macho Man ain't playing. I'm going to tell you what. If anybody in this entire competition has a chance of getting an early knockout from a single punch, it's Super Macho Man. He is built to hit and to destroy. Both for that punch into the lower abdomen and for the donation from George. George, you are too kind and think too much of the Emceemur show. You are just a fantastic human being, and you are the greatest part of what we're doing here, sir. God bless you. That's absolutely fantastic. And all the donations that have gone into building up our setup here, I want to thank George right now. I want to thank everyone that has donated over the time that we've been taking donations, because it's just been a tremendous help. And what we're doing here, what we're expanding, the production value, it's all in the interest of that. I'm wanting to bring you the best program I can bring you. I want to be the best program on the internet. It may never be the best or the biggest, but it can be the best I can make it. And just like that, with a shot to the liver, E Honda's calling it quits. That was a brutal knockout. That was the most brutal stomach shot knockout I've seen since Mike Tyson put Frank Bruno on his butt. George says, best channel not named Gen X Grown Up. That could be a category. 7 minutes and 27 seconds in, and we have our knockout. Next, we have the Shredder, the leader of the Foot Clan, facing the leader of Cobra himself, the dreaded Cobra Commander, the only man allowed to legally wear a helmet in the ring. Although, Shredder's kind of doing it too. And Shredder's helmet will actually cut you. There's even stats for it in the Turtles RPG book for what happens if you punch Shredder in the face. You're going to take some hand damage. It'll be interesting to see how this one plays out. And Cam says, did I make these characters? And yes, I handcrafted all of these. Obviously, there's no internet sharing on the PS2. And obviously, there's a lot of characters already on here. It has a great roster to start with. But they all are actual wrestlers of WCW, NWO, New World Japan, even some K1 arena fighters, you know, actual real combatants. So, But what they give you in a my-off, you can literally make anyone that you imagine. They may not look exactly right, but you know who you're looking at. Shredder is going to be a very heavy striker. We're going to be seeing a lot of kicks, a lot of Muay Thai action from him. Now, whereas Cobra Commander is quite the mat technician, and he's going to be trying to end this quickly with submissions. He'll pepper in some shots, but he's going to work on this. He's going to work on multiple holds. He's going to wear down limbs. He's going to isolate limbs. He's going to go for the quickest submission he can go for. And just as I say that, look at this scorpion death choke coming up in here from the Shredder. Maybe he wants to end it early. Maybe I underestimate things. The Carp has arrived. Cool as Robert Payne. Welcome, you're just in time to see Cobra Commander throw an armbar on the Shredder. Where else are you going to see that but the Emceemur show? Working those Thai knees into the midsection as Cobra Commander right now, but he's receiving a rake across the face that should be instantly negated from the fact that he's wearing a helmet illegally in the wrestling ring. Oh, he's trying to get him on the mat, going for the sprawl, but now Shredder reverses it into a hammerlock that luckily for Cobra Commander he's able to quickly roll out of. Oh, and he quickly reverses it. No turnbuckle for Cobra Commander, but he takes a quick uppercut to the chin from the Shredder, who's now trying to pepper in some jabs and work some kind of a combination. This is the mat work. This is what we talked about. Look at them rolling. Look at them rolling, trying to get submissions, trying to get pins. George says, Murr, are we going to see you at Dragon Con this weekend? No, I'm actually not going to Dragon Con. I guess I should have figured you guys were going to be there, though. But hey, y'all will be in town. Come on over. Let's do some streaming. We'll definitely be back at Southern Fried Gaming Expo next year. I'm already signed up for that, so. Working the frickin' shoulder into the neck of Shredder, trying to get a choke out. That's something I always practiced on the heavy back too, in the clinches, really digging that shoulder in there. I mean, there's holding somebody in and then there's just suffocating them. There's so many interesting parts of your body you can use to submit an opponent. Yeah, I know that'd be a good time, man. I hate that we're not going to that. I've actually never gone. As long as it's been there, I've never been there. Oh. I take that back. I walked through Dragon Con once because one year the Misfits were playing in the basement of the Hyatt Regency downtown, which was where they were hosting Dragon Con at the time. So we actually had to walk through Dragon Con, and oh my god, look at this maneuver going on right now. Sorry to stop the story, but look at this armbar. How creative is that? We actually had to walk through the festivities to get down to the basement for the Misfits show. So I guess you can say we were at Dragon Con, but not really. Look at the bows to the face of Shredder right now being dropped by the Cobra Commander, who is now getting the ankle worked in an attempt to wear him down, in an attempt to try to go for a submission that can end this fight early. Back into an armbar. Shredder is really getting into these armbars. Between these two, they've got an entire assortment, a bouquet, if you will, of the best armbars that you're going to see in the mat tonight. Speaking of which, there's another one. Captain will be at Dragon Con, he says. Next year we need to get you a pass as a GXG affiliate. Yes, indeed you do. Yeah, I definitely want to play more games next year at Southern Fried, and we're definitely look at this freaking knee bar. We're definitely coming home with a pinball machine and a cabinet. So I might be paying for your U-Haul rental for that one. But the wife and I have already agreed that we need those in our lives, and that'd be a cool place as any to make the purchase. If you don't find us a cooler one before then, which could totally happen. Look at frickin' Cobra Commander shooting, just throwing frickin' fists into the ribs. Double leg takedown. And once again, he's trying to go for some kind of a neck submission here, but Shredder's not having any of it. Shredder still looks like he's hanging in there. A standing guillotine choke now from Cobra Commander. But working all these different types of maneuvers really isn't wearing any one specific part down. Although we are seeing a lot of work on the arms of either of these two. At any point, an arm submission can end this match. Again, if you're watching this match, if you're enjoying the action, if you're liking what you're seeing here, I hope that you're going to drop a like on this video. And if you're watching this match and you have not already done so, I hope that you're going to subscribe to the Emceemur Show, your one-stop shop for all of your Fire Pro Wrestling action needs. Look at the big boot from Shredder now, and coming down with the elbows, laying waste to Cobra Commander. Any one of these heavy shots could result in a knockout. These are not to be played with. This is not child's play here. This is some of the best of mixed martial arts that this roster has to offer. These two going at it, we should have known we were going to see this spectacular of a match. And that large lump in the middle of Mills Lane's pants would suggest that he's hung like the trunk of an elephant. Not really sure why the characters in this game, the legs are almost like He-Man figures, like they're on ropes, and then they get this big Dugan section in the center. It's almost comical. George says, I'm only 3 away from the big 600. And I thought it was 4 away. So we've actually gained something while we were playing here. So fantastic to whoever just subbed. Welcome to the Emceemur Show if you are new. But yeah, excited to get to 600. Excited to get to 1,000. Everything's on track. It may be going slowly, but it's going smoothly. Both in hours viewed and in our sub count. So hopefully Mur Nation continues to rise up with your help, with everybody's help. I know that we got a great thing going here, and that's something that we can expect in the not too distant future. Still working the arms and the hammer locks, these two. It's almost inevitable that we're going to see an end of this fight in the form of some kind of arm submission. Cobra Commander now with another takeover into an arm bar. The Code Red. Oh, this won't end well. Oh, let's get him a freaking Dones and an Advil. Do they still make Dones? George said, I realized I hadn't subbed yet. Well, hey, everyone counts. Gotta have you in there. Going for the sprawl again, going to the mat, and then clubbing to the rib cage, tenderizing the ribs. Chili's don't know nothing about ribs that tender. Ooh, an elbow to the small of the back, and he works an Achilles stretcher right now. But again, Shredder's having none of it. His legs are in much better condition than his arms. He was ready to take that. Another flip over into an armbar. It's anybody's game, and it's over. It's over. Cobra Commander taps. I would have picked Cobra Commander in this one. That rollover into a Code Red arm lock is all Cobra Commander can take. He is tapped out, and the match is over. Moving on to Team Dreadnoks, we have the leader of the Dreadnoks, Zartan, versus the mayor of Metro City himself, Capcom, and the CWA Crash Carnival's very own Mike Hager. This should be a slamboree to end all slamborees, unless there is some kind of natural sunlight that Mike Hager can get in there to turn Zartan strange colors and melt him. Wasn't that the bomb? If any of you had Zartan figures when you were little, or Xandar or Zorana, you know, his siblings, or I used to love setting them out in the sun and they'd turn all green and then they'd eventually turn black like they died and rotted or something. Then you bring them back in and they go back to their normal color. We don't have toys that cool anymore. G.I. Joe toys were the bomb. Zartan was so cool. Now we can definitely expect to see some heavy-duty slams, not just mat work, but spine-splitting, bone-crunching slams from Mayor Mike Hager. We're going to see a mix of striking and grappling from Zartan, none of which I think will be enough to stop the mayor of Metro City. All of you that enjoyed Final Fight know what Mayor Mike Hager can do as far as suplexes, pile drivers, and in this case, just straight up brute force. Tomax and Zaymot were fantastic. We used to put all our figures in a big suitcase or in a pillowcase or just something we could pick them out of, and we'd almost do a draft and then set up our own teams, and we'd fight Joes against Cobras or however we had to do it. It's already looking bad for Zartan, and how a shoulder butt resulted in drawing blood, I will never know, but it has. And a full-arm dragon twist now back into a shoulder butt. Mike Hager already looking to end it early here, severely injuring his opponent in the early stages of this contest. A drop toe hold takes him to the mat. Mike Hager isn't phased. Him in his green jeans. Oh my goodness. Working in that hold. But can he hold it on Mike Hager? And the answer is no. That's too much man. Zartan is a big dude, but he is not that big. We're talking heavyweight on super heavyweight here, and it's going to be a tough one. But he's throwing those bows in there. Dr. Pest, did we see the trailer for the new Streets of Rage? I kind of like the art style because it's reminiscent of what they did with Wonder Boy the Dragon's Trap recently. That kind of artwork, that kind of transition, although from what I understand, there's no overlay back to the old school because it's not a remake of an old game, although they could have done that if they wanted to. They're going to be hard-pressed to make a soundtrack that will be anywhere near as good as the first Streets of Rage because it's on up there in my probably top 10 soundtracks of all time. And I don't know why there's fire coming out of their hands. I don't want them to get too arcade goofy with it. Not that it's not an arcade-style game, but the beat-em-ups need to stay somewhat serious. The moves and the beat-downs you could do in the first Streets of Rage were awesome. And they honestly got sillier as it progressed when you got into Roller Skate Dude and some of the weirder characters. So I hope it stays a little more true to form than it looks. And look at the neck hang from Zartan. How could you even lift Mike Hager like that? The CPU doesn't care. Oh, a big elbow to the chin. George says, I challenge everyone watching right now to donate a minimum of $2 for this fine programming. Captain Retro just donated $10 and says, hooray for thumbnails and tags. Thanks, Captain. You're all right. And yes, definitely hooray for thumbnails and tags. Obviously, you know, donations are fantastic. And I don't know how a leg sweep just knocked Mike Hager out, but I think it did. But he's still in it. Usually when the critical flashes, the match is over. But it's still going. Never seen that in all my years of playing this. A critical is a knockout. We can assume Mike Hager is hurt now. But what we like just as much as for you to drop a like on this video, help us get these things promoted, and help get that visibility that we so sorely need as a small YouTube channel. We appreciate all the support. I love all you guys. You're just fantastic. We have so much fun right here on the Emceemur Show. Big back body drop from Zartan. You almost have to say that he's got the upper hand here finally. Except for this series of power bombs. And will he hold the last one for a pin? No, he won't. He will go for the brute force knockout. The classic belly to back suplex. Almost a 3 from that dragon suplex. And now a half crab from Zartan, trying to end it with a submission. Trying to capitalize on the damage that he did to that leg earlier, and I believe he's done it. I didn't see the critical that time, but they called it on the half Boston crab. He tapped. That was it. You almost have to say that this game knows what it's doing as far as the regional damage these characters take. We saw a critical strike, which would normally be a knockout, in the form of a back kick to the rear of the leg, and next thing we know, a half crab. And Mike Hager, the favorite to win this, is taken out. It is time for the next leg of our competition. Zangief and Destro. This is a tough call. We know that Destro brings the heat, but we also know that he really took damage early in his last fight. I don't know if he's prepared for the brute force, the brute grappling power of the Russian bear himself, Zangief. Yeah, I think beat 'em ups are not a dead genre as long as they are kept in that retro sense, because that's what we want out of them. Uh, I think fighting games, Street Fighter style, to me are just a dead genre, and that's just my opinion. I'm wrong. Obviously, competition playing Street Fighter 5 and Mortal Kombat here recently, it's all done pretty well. Just not for me though. That genre has not aged well, and if I am going to play it, I want to play the old school. I want to play original Street Fighter 2. Already coming in on the jawbreakers from Destro. Dr. Pest says Streamlabs only takes PayPal. It can be set up to take other things, but I don't think I have it set up to take other things. Perhaps I should. At least I don't know if I do. I don't think I do. I'll have to look at that again. Oh my god, the freaking pile driver. This has been kind of one-sided so far. Destro's really getting this worked. Look at this backslide into a pin. It's a bit early for that, but Destro's at least optimistic, I think. And he still took an overhand right there, but the key word being took. He took it. He seems like he's hanging in there. Oh my god. Oh. Look at him choking him. Destro's going for the freaking larynx. He's going to pull it out. The one conclusive piece of YouTube evidence we found anywhere is that thumbs up are what really gets these videos promoted. And it's something I don't see nearly enough of in all the streams in our network that I watch. It's just, there's always so many more viewers than thumbs. So I hope that that's something everybody will make sure they take time out to do on this and any other videos, especially in our network that you watch. If you're liking what you're seeing, let them know by throwing them that thumb. It helps so much in a world of other things on YouTube that strangely don't. Your tags, your thumbnails, you can do them up any way you want to do them, and it doesn't mean anything. But overall, I'm very pleased with the way things are going on the channel and how much better things are looking. That's been my goal all along, and not one I was sure I could make good on. Just happy to see it going the way it's going. And oh my god, that armbar again. Destro might be thinking a bit big, trying to submit the big man at this point. Freaking body press into a crab. And, I have the rope break turned off because to me the ring is so small in this game, it seems like every hold gets rope broken. And I'm not into that. I prefer this to go for more of a pancrase type style wrestling to where, it's not a fall counts anywhere, but you can at least hold your submission locks on. That was a great regal stretch going on there from Destro. Kicks him in the shin to break the lock. George says NWO is part of the wrestling movement for sure. I really enjoyed the NWO movement when that happened. When Scott Hall first walked in on Nitro, it was like, what? Very exciting time for wrestling that some people felt was a dark period for wrestling. And regardless of what it actually was behind the scenes, it made for a very entertaining thing before it really just roller coastered and went a little too crazy. Everybody and their mother was NWO at one point. It was starting to get a little corny. I mean, Jeff Jarrett and Disco Inferno, and who wasn't? And it was just like, that's enough. Okay. We're no longer accepting applications. Oh, a Samoan drop. Fall-away slam for Destro, and he's feeling it. A rake across the face. Yeah, it definitely was, man. That was hot stuff. It definitely kept me coming back for more, and it kept me glued to the pay-per-views. And, to be there during that time, too, because that was in the middle of our heyday. From 95 to, like, the end of 97, we were at all the tapings for those matches. So there were a lot of straight-up NWO, WCW, Royal Rumble brawls that we ended up being involved in, both, at ringside and other. A lot of it just went into the crowd. And a lot of times they would really sell it. You know, even though the show was over and the credits had rolled, there were fights going on everywhere. I can remember at one point, and I shit you not, I'm in my seat, you know, and at this point I've been pushed back to the second or third row because of this brawl. Everyone in the building was out. Everyone. And the show was like, we gotta go. Credits. It was already over. But the fight's still going. And on one side of me is Diamond Dallas Page, throwing punches. And they're whizzing by my face. And on the other side of me is Scott Flash Norton, which, I mean, as you well know, is like a brick wall. He's like 400 pounds of man. And I remember trying to hold him off, and his fists are going by me. I'm in the middle of him and DDP fighting. And I'm like, at this point, I'm like, am I about to get cracked in the nose? Because, I mean, they weren't trying to hit me, but I was right in the middle. I mean, the fight was going on right in our section. And I remember putting my hand on his chest, Scott Norton, and just, again, it was like a brick wall. I mean, it's like you could feel the mass. It's like there's no way I could physically move this person or stop them from coming this way, no matter how much effort I put into it. It's just like, if this dude punches you, you ain't getting up. Oh, it was almost over there. Zangief going for the pin. But yeah, we were really in the midst of some really wild brawls, in the midst of some absolutely amazing and hyped up feuds, battles, and storylines between WCW versus NWO. It made the perfect platform for what is still the perfect wrestling game today, NWO Revenge on the N64. We gained so much out of that, regardless of what it meant in the overall. And oh my god, look at the power bombs coming through for Zangief. Zangief really wants to end this. Throwing the bows, and it takes two of them to put him in the floor, but Destro's got him on the floor. Destro breathing heavy. He's trying to rest. That's a big problem in this game, not with the game, but in the game. As you're fighting, your character will get very winded. That's a realistic component of it. Oh! You've got to rest at some points, or you're not going to get any moves off. Dragging Zangief out to the center. Stomps to the back of the skull. Another fall-away slam for Zangief. Destro is hurt. Destro is winded, but with a drop toe hold, he is trying to regain control on the mat. Double-armed suplex. No worries, Dr. Pest. I know you got my back, brother. Look at this STF put on by Destro now, going for the finish. Look at Zangief's shoes. They're even color matched Russia colors. That's awesome. He's even got the bear wrestling scars all over him. I mean, just the fact that you could put that on there is fantastic. What a robust MyOp option, and yet we've got current gen RPGs that can't come close to what this game does. We've got 2K Wrestling that may come close to it, but at the same time has even worse controls than this. While the hit detection may be better, contrary to popular belief, every move, punch, pin thing in a game should not be some kind of mini-game crap. Like a quick time event. Some of the games that I've played for current gen and just last gen wrestling have just been unplayable. We got a couple of seriously winded wrestlers here. Look at that Harold Howard flip kick that I just saw from Destro. This match has almost reached the end of regulation, and neither fighter is done, although I think after that Destro would like to be. We may see our first draw of the evening here. Except that Zangief just won it with a stomach squeeze. The stomach claw. Not at all. What Destro wanted done. Shredder will now face the brute force, the brute overhand rights, the whirlwind punch of the Super Macho Man. Yeah, it's been a good day for Zangief so far. Alright. Rake across the face. Even just a jab, any punch from Super Macho Man, he is so OP, he will finish you out. $5 on Shredder. Who wants some action? George says, I thought he was giving him CPR. He submitted from getting CPR. Look at the banana hammock on frickin' Super Macho Man. He's really to scale. Oh, that's the kind of combination right there that ends matches. We've already got cuts opened on the face of the Shredder. We've already got blood drawn, and we're not even 2 minutes into the contest. Oh, 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 Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Oh, Jesus, Jesus. Captain says we should set up a wrestling betting league where you run commentary and run the betting, PayPal and Bitcoin accepted. I'm not sure what the legality is on that as far as actually running a sports book on Fire Pro Wrestling, but I'll give you that. It's a fun idea. Oh my God, the abuse. We know that Shredder is a great combatant. He's made it to the next round of this competition, but he is facing the best of the boxing talent here on our roster. And it's important to note that on Fire Pro, you can select the S1 rules to fight with, which is actually a play on the actual term K1, where they will be able to kick and strike, but the holds and all that, the pins, they won't do any of that. And it will be rounds. It will be just like a boxing match. And oh my God, the stomach just got ripped out of Shredder. Captain, I don't know how it would be, but if it can be, you'll find a way to make it so. You got a copy of the game, so that'll be your next racket. That'll be your next ban for running a freaking Fire Pro book. Oh, it's so good. That's an absolutely fantastic idea, though. How fun would that be? Especially with the new one, with the rosters you've got. And oh my God, it's already over. Shredder's done. He's done. Stop the fight. Call an ambulance for Shredder. Even with a helmet on, it was too much. Zangief and Super Macho Man. There can only be one. There goes my 5. This should be a mean one. Hi. Who will be the champion? Triple J J-Town has joined us. I'm late to the party, was playing the new Fire Pro on my other screen until it crashed for the umpteenth time. That's concerning, J-Town. And I'm going to tell you, I would not have expected that. We have these games, and they'll come out on Steam first, and it's like, then we get to console, and it just takes a whopping dump? And they're not the only ones. Restream took a dump on me tonight. That's why there's no chat on screen. But these games, man, I just don't know. And, you know, with the information that you have found out already about it, I know that's going to save me some time and frustration when my copy finally does get here. When my copy does get here, it's going to be like a cartoon suitcase. It's going to have stickers from all over the world on it, because God knows where UPS is taking my package. 5 minutes from my house it was this morning in Bogart, Georgia. And now it's gone over frickin' Amicalola Falls, 8 miles north of Tuscaloosa, or wherever the hell it said it is. I can't keep up with the tracking. Captain says, size-wise, these guys are an even match, and they are. The strength is definitely full on both sides. Yeah, when these games come out on Steam first, not only can you really not call them an exclusive, you really cannot expect to gain too much momentum in the way of a day one stream on console, because everybody was already streaming it on PC, and people don't care where they watch it. There's not enough difference in the versions. So, you know, we lost our heat on a lot of games that are that way. That frickin' Fruity Racing game we played last week, it was already out on Steam too, is why nobody cared. Of course, that could be because it was Fruit Racing too, but, you know. Oh my God, Zangief's covering up because he's just getting bombs rained on him. Oh, there it is. There's that Super Macho Man punch we all know and love from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. The big whirlwind punch. It's amazing Zangief's still in it, and it's amazing that we have not seen blood drawn yet. Zangief doesn't have the crunch game like Super Macho Man does. Macho Man, we know he is a titleist. We know he's coming to win. He's coming in from behind. He's clubbering him in the ear. Zangief's a tough customer, though. There's always a chance that his submissions and that his powerful throws and holds can score him the knockout. He needs at any point, but it's more probable that that right there is going to happen. Super Macho Man, I'm telling you what, he is geared again to hit, to connect, and to destroy. What he hits, he destroys. Oh my God. Uppercut, uppercut, under. Oh, he's saying, please, no more. Stepping on his pee-pee, stepping on his pee-pee. Poor Zangief's pee-pee. He's going to have a cybernetic pee-pee installed after that. Did the ref check Super Macho Man's gloves for bricks? He could fit half of a wall, and them things are so big. It's like getting hit with a basketball filled with cement. Here it comes! Whoa! Any one of those could be the one. Badoosh! Oh, Zangief's feeling it. Another whirlwind punch. Zangief's got to duck when that happens. He's going to lose all his star power. Triple J says the online roster is strong. Oh my God, what did I just miss? That is it. Look at him flexing. What a fitting end. Triple J says the online roster is starting to round out a lot compared to last night. Now I can pit the Ultimate Warrior against my homemade Sailor Mercury. And who wouldn't want to do that? That was a straight up knockout right there. Just knockout. Zangief could not take any more damage. And we still got Zartan coming at him. I forgot we still had combatants going on here. A critical gut shot. The Flair begging. I don't know how much of a chance Zartan has either. But Zartan is no stranger to the ring tonight, and he has got some pretty powerful maneuvers. Will they be powerful enough to take out Super Macho Man? I don't think they will. Oh, stomping the back of the leg. Not really what the back of Zartan's leg was currently wanting done. Boy, they're really dancing around here. Great counter takeover by Zartan, making sure that Macho Man cannot get those shots in. That was a big overhand right. It only takes one. It only takes one of those. And this can end so fast. Captain says, my HDMI to RCA cable came in today. Doesn't work. No picture from any console. Not just my Pi. Sad. Yeah, I'm going to tell you, I haven't had good luck with those. The one I've got is worse than the one I got to replace it. And it works 50% of the time. Once it's hooked up, it won't stop. But there are times when you hook it up and it's just not working. You got to unplug everything and let it mentally reset itself and then put it all back on. Just cheap crap. And you know, there's no in between. You get a $15 piece of plastic or a $400 frame meister or whatever the hell they call them. It's just like, I mean, how much money can I feasibly throw at something like that when I'm throwing it in so many other areas right now? Crazy. A big double leg, but Zartan boofs it and completely misses Macho Man. There's that whirlwind punch. Stomps on the knee. An Achilles stretch. Those are the ones right there. Those are the game enders. Not game changers, game enders. Although no doubt it makes a change. It's not what Zartan wants done. And why do they try to climb the ropes? They can't climb the ropes. There are fighters that can, but not these big guys. This is a super heavyweight competition. Look at that frickin' key lock he put on him there. I'm going for the neck hang again. In what universe are you able to put the big man up like that? I like Zartan's moxie. I like his gusto here. I just don't like his chances. But he already took out Mike Hager, was it? He's really had to take on fighters above his class here. Ugh. Oh, good lord. There's currently a cap of 200 my-offs on the new one, which doesn't sound like a problem until you realize the cast of Street Fighter and the NWO is taking up a quarter of my allowed roster. And I'd have to allow them for sure. I would have to have them. But yeah, 200, that sounds like a lot, and it's not. I bet you there's more than that on here. You know, that came on it. Not that I made, but I made a lot too. You'd hope they could update that or patch in something to allow more. Or hell, even sell it to me if I got to buy an extra server side allotment of my-offs, whatever has to happen. But yeah, I could see that not being enough. Ooh, Jesus. Because now, like you say, oh my god, he stopped it with a stomp on the pee-pee. It's over. Zartan's pee-pee can't take any more. It is over. Zartan just had his pee-pee squashed. Yeah, Zartan pulled the short straw, that's for sure. He got his pee-pee stepped on. So that was it. Your winner of the NWO for Life tournament tonight on the Emceemur Show. The WVBA's very own Super Macho Man. Way to go, Mach. I could see that. I could have predicted that, I think. But I didn't. He's a tough customer. Well, guys, we had fun here tonight. And hopefully my copy of Fire Pro Wrestling World will get here tomorrow. Although I'm not holding my breath. If you're still watching and if you've not already dropped a like on this video, hope you're going to drop a like on this video so we can promote and get the visibility we need for people to come back and see all the action right here on the fantastic recap that will be available of this tournament that we watched tonight. Lots of peepees getting stomped on. And if you have not already subscribed to the Emceemur Show, we hope that you're going to subscribe and be part of Mer Nation, be part of this program. And it's up and coming. All the action coming your way right here on the Emceemur Show. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Emceemur signing off for this week's TNL. And I will see each and every one of you again next time.